So in the very first lecture, we have discussed about the operation amplifier, and there we said that this operation amplifier is capable of doing some operations. So over there, I said that these operations are the summing operation and the averaging operations. So today we will discuss these operations, that how this operation amplifier will do that. To discuss this, I will take the two cases over here. One is the inverting case. One, I will take the inverting amplifier case, means the input will be applied to the inverting terminal, and other will be the non-inverting amplifier case. So first I will take the case of inverting amplifier. So as we are saying here, we are doing the summing, it means definitely more than one input will be there. So I will draw my operational amplifier, and this operational amplifier, my two input terminals, negative and positive. Positive will be grounded because this is inverting one, and in the inverting terminal I am going to connect my more than one input. Let us assume I am connecting here n inputs. So you will find these values to be equal to V1, for example, V2, so on up to Vn. And I will take these resistances now, in this case, R1, R2, and R. Now, again, the total current through these will be, let it be I, and we have a feedback circuitry also. So I will have a feedback resistance RF. And this is V0. You can add more circuitries that you can connect an RL over here, or plus VCC minus VE, etc., etc. I'm not going to draw that. I want to make my circuit to be simple, right? So what we had said here, we have assumed here that we have n inputs, we have n inputs, and those inputs are V1, V2, so on up to Vn, and okay, fine, and we have resistances also, and R1, R2, so on up to R and R. The resistances are the series resistances to these sources, right? This is what we have assumed to explain the concept of our averaging and the summing amplifier. So if I want to find the total current I, definitely I will say there will be current in this branch equal to I1. In this branch, the current will be I2, and this is IN. So can I say the total current at this terminal or at this node, which I have denoted here with I, will be equal to sum of all the incoming currents. So I can write here I will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus so on up to I. And I can be represented as, now what I'm going to use, I'm going to make use of my concept of virtual ground. I guess you all remember this concept, virtual ground. What was that concept? It states that if one terminal or the non-inverting terminal is connected to ground, definitely the other must be connected to ground, and these are not actually connected together. These are actually open circuited. If you look here, that input resistance Ri is very, very large. So over here they are open circuit, but we have discovered earlier that these two voltages must be same, and as V2, this is V2, this is V1, as V2 is not, I will not make use of V1 over here. Let it be V4, not V4, VA, right? VA. I have just used another notation now. So this V2 and VA must be equal, but these are now not internally connected, but they are, if I assume this Ri to be very large, it is open circuit. So that's why we have make use of this concept virtual ground. Kindly, if you have not understood this concept, go back to that video. I have uploaded that virtual concept of virtual ground and virtual short. इसको जरूर पढ़ें, otherwise इसके हमें समझ नहीं आएगा क्या करते हैं. So according through this virtual concept, can I say my V2 is equal to VA is equal to 0 volts? It's grounded. So if I have to find the value of I1, this voltage is V1, and you can see here the current I is flowing in this direction. So can I say this I1 is equal to V1, that is the higher voltage. What is the other voltage? It is connected to ground over here due to the concept of virtual ground. So minus of VA is 0 divided by R1. Similarly, I can say that I2 is equal to V2 by R2, so on up to In is equal to Vn by R. Right? So now if I put the values of I1, I2, In in this equation, let this be equation 1, can I say that my total current I is equal to V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus so on up to Vn by R. Let this be equation number 2. Very simple mathematics. Now, what if I have to find the value of V0? If I look at my circuitry, this is my voltage V0 and this terminal VA is grounded. So can I say if this total incoming current is I, no current is going inside it because Ri is very large, then can I say all the current will flow in this branch and it is equal to I? So over here, can I write my V0 as minus Rf into I? V0 is equal to minus Rf into I. कहाँ से आया ये? By simple अगर हम KCL लगा दें यहाँ पर, so at this point if I apply the KCL V0 point, then this at this point it will simply say, अगर मैं डायरेक्शन ऑफ द करंट ऑपोजिट लेता हूँ, तो अगर मैं यहाँ पे ये डायरेक्शन होगा तो आई विल से इट इज माइनस आई, देन आई विल से हायर वोल्टेज इज V0, लोअर वोल्टेज इज VA divided by the resistance RF. It must be equal to minus of I. Or from here I will substitute the value of VA equal to 0 and I will say that my V0 is equal to minus RF into I. So this is the value that I have written directly, minus RF into I, right? Now, what if I substitute the value of I from equation number 2? Let this be equation number 3. Substitute the value of I in equation 3. What I will get? I can write here as V0 is equal to minus RF, within the bracket it is V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus so on up to Vn by R. Right? This is what I will get. Now if we look here, if I assume that my R1 is equal to R2 is equal to Rn, then what will be my value? If I assume if R1 is equal to R2 is so on equal to Rn, then can I say my V0 will be equal to minus Rf. I will assume it these all equal to R1. So in the denominator I will have R1 common. I can write here as Rf by R1 within the bracket V1 plus V2 plus so on up to Vn. So if we look at this equation, can I say that in this equation my output voltage is nothing but equal to sum of the input voltages, or V1 plus V2 plus V3 so on up to Vn. What are these? What were these? क्या थी? These were all my inputs. These V1, V2, Vn, they were all inputs. It means if I connect all the inputs with some series resistances to an inverting terminal, then these will be added up in my output. Although they will multiplied with a factor of minus Rf by R1, but we can change them. If I say if my Rf is equal to R1, if I make this equal to R1, then what will be my output? It will be equal to minus of V1 plus V2 plus so on up to Vn. So this is my output, which is nothing but the sum of all the input voltages. Although we are getting here a negative symbol. Why I am getting the negative symbol? Because the inputs have been applied to the inverting terminal. And we have studied in our earlier lectures that this inverting terminal is phase shifting our output. So that's this negative is for this inverting inputs. Inverting input terminal. Right? So over here we have what we have obtained. I will make use of this equation. This is a special case where Rf is equal to R1. Then also it is an summing amplifier. But we whenever we discuss the summing amplifier, we make use of this because here also we are getting the sum of all the inputs. So this is the case of my summing amplifier. So this is the summing operation that my operation amplifier has done. Now, if I want to make it as an averaging amplifier, what is the average? Average is nothing but the sum of the inputs divided by the total number of the inputs. It means we have already obtained the sum of the inputs over here. If you look here, we have already obtained the sum of the inputs. But what we want it to be divided by the total number of the inputs. If it is n inputs, then definitely if I make my Rf by R1 equal to 1 by n, then can I say that this will become my averaging amplifier? So in the case for the averaging amplifier, if I say if Rf by R1 is equal to 1 by n, where n are the number of the inputs, where n is the number of inputs, then my circuit is, then the circuit is, or the circuit act as, then the circuit act as an averaging amplifier. Averaging amplifier. So what you will find, once you make this Rf by R1 equal to 1 by n, your output voltage will be equal to V0 will be equal to minus 1 by n into V1 plus V2 plus so on up to Vn. So this is the case of my averaging amplifier, and the condition for this is the summing amplifier. In the summing amplifier, if I make my ratio of Rf by R1 equal to 1 by n, then it will become my averaging amplifier. Any doubts related to it up to here? Okay. So this is the case where we have discussed the inputs at the inverting terminal. That's why we have said it is an inverting amplifier case for the summing and the averaging. Those inputs have been applied to the inverting terminal. Now let's try to find the inputs at the non-inverting terminal. If we apply the inputs to the non-inverting terminal, then what will be my output? Let's see. So second, I will discuss the case of non-inverting. Non-inverting case, right? So in the non-inverting case, as we know that the inputs will be applied to the non-inverting terminal, so I will draw the diagram here. So this is my operational amplifier. Where now there will be no input at the inverting terminal, but we have a feedback, and this feedback is negative feedback, so definitely this feedback circuitry will be at the inverting terminal. This is again RF, this is the R1, and no input is connected, it is grounded. But what we will do, we will connect the inputs at the non-inverting terminal. I will take the case of 3 inputs over here just to make the calculations easy. Let these inputs be V1, V2, V3. These resistances, let these resistances be also same for better, for easy calculations, I must say. And let this point be, or this node be X. And let the voltage over here be Vx. Now, before moving into this circuitry or before explaining this circuitry, I want you to remember the case of non-inverting amplifier. What will be my gain? We have discussed the voltage series configuration where we have applied to the non-inverting terminal and we have obtained the gain with feedback. What was that gain? Or yeah, very good. 1 plus Rf by R1. So if I write here my V0, it must be equal to 1 plus Rf by R1. And what is my input? If the gain is this, definitely the output will be gain multiplied with the input. And what is that input? It is the input at the non-inverting terminal, means this is the input, this is the voltage that I will take. I will not take V1, I will not take V2, I will not take V3. No, I will take this voltage. If this, let it be VA, I will not take VA. What voltage I will consider, in this case it is Vx. It means V0 must be equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 of Vx. This is important. If it was the inverting case, as we have discussed, so in that case the gain is nothing but equal to minus Rf by R1 of this voltage VA. Right. sorry, not this one, this voltage V1. That's why we have obtained here equal to, the value is equal to minus RF by R1 of V1 minus RF by R2 of V2 and so on. But in the case of non-inverting, this is different. Here, the output voltage is equal to the gain multiplied by the voltage at this point, at X point. Means we have to first here find the value of Vx voltage. Then only we can obtain the output voltage. So how we will find the Vx voltage? To find the Vx voltage, I will make use of my superposition theorem, because you can see here we have more than one voltages, right? So I will take the case where only one voltage will act and rest of the voltages will be connected to ground. So to understand that, I will draw a diagram. Let us assume voltage at X terminal, or simply the non-inverting terminal. Non-inverting terminal is Vx1 due to voltage V1 only. Means when we are considering only voltage V1 and we are connecting V2 and V3 to ground, then the voltage at this terminal, at X terminal, is Vx1. Similarly, when we will take voltage V2, the output or the voltage at the X terminal will be Vx1 and Vx2, and Vx3 will be for the voltage V3 one. So these are the three cases. I will discuss one case and rest of the cases will be same, because I have assumed all the three resistances to be same. So let's find the value Vx1. So next I will find value of Vx1. If you have any doubt or anything that you don't understand, just let me know over there. I will repeat that point. So we have to find Vx1, right? So how I will find Vx1? I will make use of this diagram, and in this diagram I will have only one voltage. So I will draw that one for you. This is my voltage. This is V1. This resistance is R, right? So this is the voltage that I am assuming equal to Vx1. And what about these two resistances? These two are connected to ground, because V2 is 0. Now this is what superposition theorem says. We have to take only one voltage and rest of the voltages to be replaced by the internal resistance, or simply they are grounded. So when you will ground this V2, definitely it will be connected to ground. ये वाला point कहाँ किससे connect हो जाएगा? Ground से. ये भी ground से connect हो जाएगा. So it means I can make my one resistance over here is connected to ground. Similarly, other resistance also connected to ground. These two are all resistances. Or in a better way, if I have to make this to look more better, can I say these two are connected in parallel, or I can make these two grounds common like this? So now next is to find the value of Vx1. What is the value of Vx1? How we will find it? Now if you look here, if I have to simplify this diagram, can I simplify it by making the combination of these two resistances 1, or by calculating the combination of these two resistances? This R, this is V1. When two resistances are same and they are connected in parallel, can I say its value is half, or it can be replaced by a single resistance whose value is equal to R by 2, because this R by 2 is कहाँ से आई है? Parallel combination of these. Or if I simply say it is equal to RP, then RP is equal to, parallel combinations is R into R upon R plus R. यही होता है formula. So if you calculate it, it will come out to be equal to R by 2. Now look here in this diagram. If this resistance is R by 2, this resistance is R, and we have assumed this voltage V1, which is the source, and this voltage is Vx1. Can I say Vx1 is the voltage across resistor R2, because यहाँ पे ground से connected है? So to find the value of Vx1 and to find V1, I will say V1 जो है voltage वो इन दो के बीच में आ रही है, लेकिन Vx1 सिर्फ R by 2 के इक्वल आ रही है, R by 2 के across आ रही है. So by simply making use of my voltage divider rule, I can make my value of Vx1 equal to, it is equal to total voltage is V1 into the resistance R by 2 divided by the sum of the two resistances, that is R plus R by 2. And when you will calculate it, it will come out to be इतनी आ जाएगी वैल्यू ये Vx1 is equal to, I will take it LCM over here, it will be 3R, will be V1 by 3. So this will be my value, right? Similarly, as the other resistance is also all same, तो तीनों ही resistance R है आपकी. It means when I will take V2, the V1 and V3 will be 0. We will have the same diagram. यहाँ पे same diagram आ जाएगा, सिर्फ V1 की जगह पे क्या वैल्यू आ जाएगी, V2 आ जाएगी, यहाँ पे V2 आ जाएगी. Then you can say here that the other voltage Vx2, which is due to the voltage V2, will be same equal to V1 by 3. Similarly, for the third case, where we have the V3 voltage and V1 and V2 are connected to ground, we will have the voltage Vx3, and this V3, it is also equal to Vx3. So these all Vx1, Vx2, Vx3 will be equal to V1 by 3. And what superposition theorem says, calculate the individual output voltages and then sum them. It means we have to find, what we have to find here, हमें तो Vx चाहिए था, हमारे पास अभी क्या है, Vx1, Vx2 and Vx3. It means to find Vx, what we will do, or I will simply write here, Vx will be equal to Vx1 plus Vx2 plus Vx3, and these values are nothing but equal to V1 by 3 plus V1 by 3 plus V1 by 3. I will not make equal to, you can say equal to V1, I will write it as it is for your better understanding. Now we have obtained value Vx. What we were trying to find, हमें चाहिए क्या था, हमें V0 चाहिए था, which was equal to 1 plus Rf by R1 of Vx. हमने Vx निकाल लिया. So by substituting it in this formula, can I say my V0 is equal to 1 plus Rf by R1, which is the gain, into what is the value of Vx? Can I write it as V1 by 3 plus V2 by 3, or in the other way, for better understanding, can I write it as V1 plus V2 plus, sorry, it is V2, I have written here wrong, V1 by 3, V2 by 3 and V3 by 3. So it is V3 divided by 3. Okay, यहाँ पे भी मैंने गलत लिख दिया, it is I will change it here, इसको लिख देते हैं हम यहाँ पे, and Vx by 2 is equal to V2 by 3, because the voltage we have considered there is V2, and in the case of Vx by 3 it is equal to V3 by 3, right? So we will get this voltage V0. Now look here, in this case we have obtained the sum of the voltages V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now what if I have to find the sum equal to only V1 plus V2 plus V3? What I have to do, I have to make this 3 to be cancelled with this 1 plus Rf by R1. So in this case I will say if 1 plus Rf by R1, just a minute. Yes, so in this case I will say my 1 plus Rf by R1 must be equal to 1 by 3. In this case, why 3? Because we have only taken the 3 inputs, or in the other case, or the general case, I will say it must be equal to 1 by n. Right? If it is equal, then what I will get in the output, or in this case, my output will be V0 equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. This is the case of my summing amplifier for 3 inputs. Or I will make use of this formula as my general formula. Right? For averaging amplifier, sorry, as for summing amplifier. Now, next is the averaging amplifier. We have obtained this summing. Now, what we want this sum of the voltages to be divided by the total number of the input voltages. Then it will be the case of my summing amplifier. So, to get that summing amplifier, sorry, for averaging amplifier from the summing amplifier, for averaging amplifier, Yes, beta.
सर 1 + RF/R1 इक्वल टू n नहीं होना चाहिए था?
Yeah, it is equal to n. Right. It is equal to n. Then only it will be cancelled out by this value of 3 over here, which is the total number of the inputs. Very right, beta. So we have obtained this one. Now for the averaging amplifier, what will be my condition? What should be my condition? In the averaging amplifier, I want only this part, V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3. We don't want this 1 plus RF by R1. It means we need to remove it. Can we remove 1 plus RF by R1?
यस सर।
How we can remove?
सर नेगेटिव फीडबैक को शॉर्ट कर सकते हैं।
Yeah, very right. So this is only possible if my, for averaging amplifier, if RF is equal to 0, then only we can get the output voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 plus so on up to Vn divided by n. So this is a special case where we are making our RF equal to 0, or simply we are asking our output to follow exactly the input, or the voltage follower case. So in most of the books you will find that this equation is also used for the averaging amplifier. Averaging amplifier. Why averaging amplifier? Because in those cases it is said that this is the gain, 1 plus RF by R1 is the gain, and we are simply amplifying or reducing the gain. Over here it is only amplifying because it is 1 plus RF by R1 greater than 1. So we are simply amplifying the average of the value. So this is also called as an averaging amplifier. But if we have to go exactly to the equal to average of this, so then we will say that we have to make RF equal to 0. So this is all about your summing and the averaging amplifier for both the inverting and the non-inverting cases.